You often hear stories of people buying a property and then pulling out at the last minute or not able to complete. You sort of wonder why that has happened. And often the reason is something as simple as using the wrong professionals. So let's go through the professionals that you would use when you are buying a property. One of the professionals that you would use is a broker, and another would be an accountant, and of course a solicitor or conveyancer to help with the purchase. Where people go wrong is using professionals that do not have the investment knowledge or the knowledge of your strategy and are advising you based on their own limited knowledge. So what you need to do is look after the 3 tiers of buying an investment property. One is to get your finance and using brokers that are investment focused. In other words, they have dealt with investors with preferably multiple properties so that they know how to finance it properly, how to structure the loan properly so that you're not constantly having to refinance. And indeed, based on that property, they're also approaching the right financier so that you're not getting the loan pulled from under you at the last minute. And quite often when you're buying property, you do want to run it past your accountant, and one of the key things that you want to make sure before you even engage your accountant is that your accountant is investment savvy. In other words, they know about property, they know about investments, and they are personally investing themselves. Think of this, if you're using your accountant to give you advice on which entity to use to own the property, have they actually advised other people? And have they been advising other people about property ownership for a number of years? And more importantly, have they invested in properties themselves? So that you know that the advice that's coming is not only just from the textbooks, but it also is coming from real life experience. The third person that you would look at when you're buying properties is someone that will help you with the conveyancing. And this is where I see a lot of people stumble because they have used a solicitor or a conveyancer that becomes part of a power play between the vendor side and your side, the purchaser side. So they'll go backwards and forwards in terms of the contract, losing the sight of the opportunity and getting caught up in the legal side of it. Of course they need to check things. Of course they need to make sure that you're not getting into a contract that is going to be totally one-sided. But often these solicitors or conveyancers may be just going through their own process without recognizing that the strategy and the property that the strategy brings is unique and may be a very small window in which you can secure it, and therefore they may need to be acting a lot faster. And so therefore they need to be reactive to your phone calls, they need to be reactive to the other side's phone calls and emails and letters, so that we can get this to an exchanged situation to be able to lock in the vendor so that you don't lose the opportunity. So these are 3 really simple things that you need to look at so that you've got the right team around you so that you can continue buying properties and buy properties safely. Of course, these are your 3 key members when you're buying a property, but to get to the property itself, there is one professional that you do need to use, which is your property strategist or buyer's agents. Now, in here, the question that you need to ask is, how long have they been doing this? Have they just started their buyer's agency? And yes, people do need to start somewhere. But of course, if they've just started, have they got years of investing experience beforehand? And all that's really changed is that they're now acting on behalf of clients as opposed to only buying properties for themselves and for their family members. So it's really important that you check out your property advisor, your buyer's agent or your property strategist to make sure that they have the runs on board, they have been in the market personally for many property cycles so that they can guide you with the best strategy to implement, the best areas to invest in, and also the best properties to select.
Thanks so much for watching. For more great insights, head over to our website, rightpropertygroup.com.au. You can also tune into our podcast, Investing Insights, or follow us on all socials. We look forward to seeing you again soon.